You are watching the Ultimate Dodgeball Championship from Los Angeles, California, presented by SkyZone, the ultimate 3D play experience. Locate a SkyZone in your area by visiting skyzonesports.com. Here we go, quarterfinal action. The hot team from Boston, Mike Caterino, Derek Cutter, the Giovinco brothers, Matt and Andrew, and Michael Oliveira. And they will take on the team from Houston, the HeadHunters, made up of Sean Butler, his twin brother Deshaun, Michael Young, Riley Julian, and Clayton Franklin. And we're ready to rock and roll. Trace Worthington along with Ed Prentice. The trampolines are set and we are ready for action.
Yeah, Trace, what's really interesting to watch here is you've got two sets of twins out there on the court in the Giovinco brothers and the Butler brothers from Houston. So if our folks at home are watching, they are not seeing double vision right now. There are four guys out there that look awfully alike. And then you see the Boston team backing up. They're just going to wait and let Houston throw, collect some of those balls. Giovinco's got one pass, Cutter's got one, passes it back to Giovinco. And now they'll move forward. And down, and Cutter looks like got pegged just as he dropped to the canvas there. And Houston's being pretty aggressive, but look at Derek Cutter just jumping around like a madman out there. Giovinco brothers, Matt Giovinco taking over here, dropping a ball back to Drew.
A Boston Red putting some pressure on Houston. And what is the strategy here now? Now Boston's backing up.
Yeah, basically it's a game of cat and mouse right now, and Houston is definitely pressing the action. They've got numbers in their favor, so they're going to go ahead and make. And look at it, they all throw it once, but nothing connected.
So now they're down all the balls too.
Yeah, and that's going to put the onus on Boston to throw now, because when you've got the majority of the balls, you have to throw. And look at Butler back there hopping off of that backcourt.
A little risky?
I don't know what he's doing back there. He's burning a lot of energy, though. And there goes a couple of the Boston players down, and their jumps are effective. No one's touching those guys right now. This is a great game, boy. A lot of tramp activity on this one. Now, notice how Boston slows it down, and they all throw at the right time.
And Michael Young's out, Ed. That's a big player, big loss.
Yeah, and right now you got Boston. They just get called for a penalty for delay of game, so they lose all the balls. They all go over to Houston, and that puts Boston at a big disadvantage. Now, if Houston plays this right, they should take out at least one Boston person, possibly two. And see that they're just throwing randomly. They've got to time their throws more as a team.
And that's Caterino, and he's out for Boston as well as Cutter. And so now Boston down to the Giovinco twins. And now on the Houston side, Riley Julian is out. Now it's twins versus twins, Ed.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what we've got here. Giovinco versus Butler. One Butler down, and there's the other one. It looks like the first Butler brother got in the way of the second one. So Boston moves forward and takes it home.
So Boston is psyched as they win this match.
Yeah, and if you take a look here, obviously the Giovinco brothers do a great job in getting out Julian first, and there he goes. And now it's just Butler versus Giovinco's. And let's see what happens here, and there it is. One very accurate throw, and it's followed by another very accurate throw. And what you're going to see here is the first Butler brothers coming off the court, he actually gets in the way of his brother right there. Can't get out of the way, and that costs them ultimately the game, and Boston gets the victory.
So Boston now one up here. Fortunate for them as we go into game two with Boston and Houston once again. And Boston in red, Houston in black.
And look at Giovinco's already jumped around, and he's already out. He went up alone with nobody to follow him, and that was costly. And there we go. The Boston team picks up that extra middle ball there in the center that Matt was going for first, Matt Giovinco. And there we go. A Houston player, 1-2, two down already. Houston loves these tramps. Boy, look at them moving around. They are primarily a tramp team, whereas Boston's a court team that has transferred over, and you can see it in their styles of play.
So Deshaun Butler, he gets pegged and he's out.
Yeah, and this isn't where Houston wants to be on the defense there. And Riley Julian, he's put on a heck of a show out there, but it looks like he's heading to the sidelines, and that leaves us with Clayton Franklin as the last man standing for Houston, and he thought he had a hit there, but I don't think. Oh yeah, it looks like the refs did agree. So it's one-on-one. Franklin versus Giovinco, and oh, look at Giovinco! Such a powerful throw. He knocks the ball out of Franklin's hand, and Boston leads up 2-0.
So once again, the Giovinco brothers making a huge impact.
Yeah, watch this throw. I mean, just so much power. I told you how fast these balls were moving. And here's a great view from above. Giovinco just plasters one at Franklin and causes that other ball to pop out. And in this game, if you drop a ball like that, you're out.
Major velocity right here. I mean, big accuracy, obviously, by Boston, and that made the big difference here, Ed.
Yeah, one thing you're going to see here is, these players really got to play smart. And if you look coming up here, Riley Julian really puts his team at a disadvantage when he comes up, plays super aggressive, has to retreat, dive to the ground, and then ultimately gets hit and taken out and leaves just Clayton Franklin there by himself. So while Riley's doing a great job, he's really got to play smart because that's the name of the game sometimes.
And great accurate toss here by Houston's Franklin and hitting Cutter in the back of the ankle, but not enough. Boston goes up 2-0. And here we go, game 3.
Yeah, and this is not obviously where Houston wanted to be down in Boston. And the way they came into this tournament so confident, I'm sure they're definitely a lot going on in their minds right now. And look at Butler using that back wall. I mean, he's just bouncing around back there. I'm not quite sure what that's going to help him out.
He's just showing off a little bit.
Yeah, he tried that one other game, and it didn't work too much.
Now, you talked about Houston being more of a trampoline acrobatic team and Boston being more of a hardcore team.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, these Houston guys are amazing. They did great through this tournament. It's just two different styles of play. The Boston team have just been playing together for so long. I believe the Butler brothers have only been playing together for a year, so they're doing a great job out there. I mean, really tremendous.
Big acrobatic move by Giovinco,
yeah,
but he is out. It cost him.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to try to sort this out here. What happened here is Giovinco actually took out Julian, and if you look at this, you'll see him. He takes it here, but then Giovinco makes the classic mistake of, hey, let me point you out, let me argue with the ref. Oh, let me turn around now, and
turns his back.
Yeah, and he gets hit by Franklin and gets taken out. And meanwhile, there was some confusion because Julian didn't realize he got hit. He threw over to Cutter. Cutter caught the ball. The refs have to come and sort this out. But at the end of the day, everybody's in except for the very acrobatic Andrew Giovinco.
Well, a cool move by Andrew. I liked it, but when you're up 2-0 right now, you want to close it out, I would assume.
Yeah, and I think he just really got caught up in that play. He saw Julian not go off the court, and he stuck around up front too long. Oh, look at that play. That was amazing. And the catch counts, and in comes another guy from Boston, and Boston's on the attack here. Yeah, so basically what happened is the ball hit Catarino. Oliveira made an amazing catch, and Giovinco comes back in, even though Catarino steps off the court.
Cutter fires one. Oh, boom, and he nails Clayton Franklin, and Franklin's out, and then now Cutter catches the ball and wraps it up for Boston. Great move and great round for Cutter.
Yeah, let's go back and take a look at the turning point of this game here. Boston's on the attack. Houston fires back at Catarino, and then Oliveira just comes diving in, makes an amazing catch, and that brings back in Matt Giovinco. And you'll see it here in a little slower motion. There's Catarino with his throw. Ball bounces up. Look at Oliveira just stretch himself out. I mean, amazing. And that just changes the whole tempo of the game. And then we finish. I mean, how else do you want to finish a game? You take a guy out right here, bang, with a headshot. I mean, that's what we're all looking for. And that just leaves one player left for Houston, and that's just too much for anybody to handle going up against these three guys from Boston.
Deshaun Butler armed with 2 balls, firing them at Cutter, but Cutter with a lot of luck right there and a lot of skill grabbing that one out of the sky. So Cutter makes the big move for Team Boston. They'll advance to the semifinal. To see more action, visit us at facebook.com/ultimatedodgeball.